Your dog is not enjoying most of the ways you touch them. They are tolerating it. And there is a profound difference between those two things. The pat on the head. The hug when you walk through the door. The quick scratch behind the ears as you pass them in the hallway. These feel like love from where you are standing. From where your dog is standing, most of them feel like something they simply endure until it stops. The reason they do not pull away, the reason they stand there quietly and let it happen, is not because they enjoy it. It is because they are polite. Because they know you. Because they have learned that protesting does not change anything. And because they stand there, you have assumed for years that they like it. Today we are going to change that. 7 things to understand about how your dog actually experiences physical contact, and what to do instead so that every touch you give from today forward builds the bond you have always wanted. Point 1. The worst place you can start. The top of your dog's head is almost certainly the first place your hand goes every single time. And it is one of the worst places to start. Not because every dog hates it universally, some learn to accept it from a specific person they deeply trust. But as a default opening gesture, with your own dog or anyone else's, it is the wrong choice almost every time. Here is why. When your hand descends from above and lands on top of a dog's head, it reads in canine body language as a pressure signal. It is the same gesture one dog uses to assert position over another, a paw or muzzle placed from above, claiming space, communicating rank. Dogs do not separate a human hand from that signal. The movement pattern is the same, and the nervous system responds accordingly. This is why puppies instinctively duck. Why rescue dogs flinch. Why even well-loved adult dogs lower their heads slightly, close their eyes, and go still when you pat their skull. They are not relaxing. They are absorbing a social pressure signal and managing it politely. Watch the ears next time. Watch the eyes. The ears flatten imperceptibly. The eyes squint or close. The body holds for a fraction of a second before releasing. None of these are signs of pleasure. All of them are a dog processing something and waiting for it to end. 2. The 3-second test. Here is how you find out what your dog actually enjoys. It takes 3 seconds and it will change every physical interaction you have with a dog for the rest of your life. Pet your dog for exactly 3 seconds in one spot. Then stop completely. Move your hand away. Sit back. Watch what happens next. If your dog leans toward you, nudges your hand, paws at you, or repositions themselves closer, they are asking for more. That is enjoyment. That is consent. Continue. If your dog stays still, looks away, walks off, yawns, licks their lips, or does nothing to invite further contact, they are done. They may have been done before you started. Stop. This test works in real time with no guesswork required. It tells you directly whether the dog is enjoying the contact or enduring it. And most owners who run it for the first time are genuinely surprised, both by the places their dog clearly wants more, and by the places they have been quietly tolerating for years without anyone noticing. Run this test on your dog today. The information it gives you is more useful than anything else in this video. 3. Where they actually want to be touched. Dogs are not small humans. The parts of our bodies we enjoy being touched are not the parts of their bodies they enjoy being touched. And what careful observation across many dogs shows is remarkably consistent. The chest, the flat area between the front legs, is the single most universally enjoyed contact zone across almost every breed. Not the throat, not the neck, the flat of the chest. A slow, firm, open palm stroke here is what most dogs are actually asking for when they push against your leg and look up at you. The side of the neck, not the top and not the throat, but the side, just beneath where the collar sits, responds well to long, slow strokes with the grain of the fur. The shoulder area, particularly the muscular region just behind the front legs, responds well to slow circular movement rather than patting. The base of the ear, not the ear itself, the base where it connects to the skull, often carry stored tension dogs are not even aware of until a gentle circular motion releases it. And for some dogs, the base of the tail, but only if the dog actively positions themselves for it and only after trust is established. If you have been petting your dog the same way for years and they have never moved toward you for more in those moments, this is almost certainly why. You have been touching the wrong places. 4. The hug is not what you think. This is the part of this video that most people find hardest to hear. The hug is a human gesture. It has no equivalent in canine communication, or rather, it has an equivalent that means something completely different. When one dog places their front legs over the shoulders of another dog, they are not expressing warmth. They are asserting position. It is a dominance or confrontation gesture in canine language. Every dog on the planet reads it that way instinctively. Which means every time human arms wrap around a dog's body, that dog's brain registers the gesture as a confrontation signal for a fraction of a second before processing who it is and recalibrating. A well-bonded, emotionally stable dog absorbs that fraction of a second and moves past it. A stressed dog, an uncertain dog, or any dog on the wrong day may not get that far. This is why bites involving children frequently happen during family photograph sessions. The dog is being held in a confrontation posture by a small human. There are loud sounds and bright lights and no exit. And the dog has been signaling their discomfort for the entire duration: whale eye, tight lips, ears pressed back, head turned away, while every adult in the room looks at the camera instead of the dog. Behavioral researchers have documented this. In photographs where children are hugging family dogs, the vast majority of those dogs are displaying visible stress signals that most owners never learn to recognize. The dogs were asking for it to stop. Nobody was reading the question. The rule is straightforward. Adults who want to hug a specific dog must first spend months teaching that specific dog to genuinely enjoy the experience, not simply tolerate it. Children should not be permitted to hug dogs. Any dog. Any breed. Any occasion. This one boundary, maintained consistently in households where dogs and children share space, prevents the majority of serious bites that happen to small children every year. 5. How you approach matters before you touch. Before any of the touching questions become relevant, how you approach determines everything that follows. 3 principles. First, never approach a dog face-on with your hand extended toward their face. This is a frontal-dominant approach in canine body language. Dogs do not approach each other this way: they curve, they angle, they take an indirect route. You should do the same. Come from a slight angle. Give the dog a moment to see you coming and process your arrival. Second, get low when the dog is small or nervous. A standing human above a small dog creates a column of social pressure that makes genuine relaxation almost impossible. Squat to one side rather than directly in front. Turn your body at a slight angle. The reduction in perceived pressure is significant. Third, offer your hand low and close to your own body. Not reaching toward the dog, offering an invitation at their level, fingers slightly curled, palm facing inward or downward. The dog comes to your hand if they choose. They do not if they do not. Both responses are valid information. Follow neither option with pursuit. A dog who consistently experiences that they have a real choice about engaging or not will engage more readily, more willingly, and with more genuine enthusiasm for the rest of their life together with you. 6. The signals they have been sending for years. Here is something that will shift how you experience every physical interaction with your dog from this point forward. Your dog has been communicating how they feel about every single touch you have ever given them. In real time. Every time. You simply were not taught what to look for. A head turned away, to the side or over the shoulder, is a direct request to stop. Whale eye, where you can see the whites of the eyes as the dog watches your hand without turning their head, is stress rather than curiosity. A lip lick without food present is a calming signal. A sudden wide yawn during an interaction is a stress release. And a freeze, When the dog's body goes completely still for even a fraction of a second and they stop breathing momentarily, is the most serious signal on this list. A freeze is the final communication before a dog escalates. When you feel your dog freeze under your hand, stop immediately. Weight shifted backward. An ear pressed flat. A paw lifted as if to step away. All of these are exits your dog is requesting. Your dog has been offering some combination of these signals during interactions you assumed were pleasant. Once you learn to see them, you cannot go back. And the relationship changes the moment you start responding. 7. Building a dog who comes looking for you. The goal is not a dog who accepts your touch without complaint. The goal is a dog who seeks it out. That dog is built entirely through one principle: the dog must always have a genuine choice. When you apply the 3-second rule, the dog chooses whether to continue. When you approach with a curve and a low hand, the dog chooses whether to close the distance. When you stop every time you see a stress signal, the dog learns that their signals are heard. When you stop forcing hugs and surprise contact and reaching over the head, the dog learns that your hands are safe. And a dog who has learned that your hands are safe is a dog who will bring themselves to those hands. They will lean against your leg unprompted. They will put their head in your lap during a quiet evening without being invited. They will roll to their side and expose the chest you have spent months showing them is a good place to be. They will nudge your palm with their nose when they want more. That is the dog you thought you already had. Most owners do not have that dog yet. Most owners have a dog who has been politely tolerating them for years. The difference between tolerance and seeking is entirely in how you have been showing up for every physical interaction between you. Stop starting with the head. Run the 3-second test. Pet the chest, the neck, the shoulders, the base of the ear. Approach with a curve and a low hand. Watch for the signals they have been sending. Give them a genuine choice every time. Do this for 30 days and something changes. Not because your dog has changed. Because you finally stopped treating them like an object that receives affection and started treating them like a partner who chooses it. Every touch is a conversation. Your dog has been talking the entire time. Now you know how to listen. Subscribe to Raffaloo. Remy has been waiting to show you where he actually wants to be touched. Paw prints.